liftoff.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Marvelous.
I love it. I love to hear it.
Thank you for joining us. If you're tuning in to Are You
There yet?
Ooh, Are ya?
Are
Well,
you? I don't know.
today, now listen, we're usually pretty we're going to talk about our feelings and let's, dig into this humanness, this human emotion and everything. But today, a human emotion that came up is what pisses you off? You might want to stick around for this spicy episode.
It's gonna get hot in here.
So take a fire.
Yes. I think people like they do, and they in a way like will veer away from it. Like, don't be mad. Don't want to. No, don't be mad. Oh, just get over it. It's just fine. Let's let it roll off your back. But no, let's not let it roll off her back. So let's talk
No,
about what pisses you off.
that's right. And, a lot, I'm sure we'll get into the seriousness of it. But, some of this is just a little bit of it for jest and for fun. We just want to kind of let our hair down this episode. I mean, look at Carmen's beautiful hair. I don't have thick, beautiful hair. I have thin, mediocre hair.
No, you have beautiful hair. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
Your hair is so cute.
My dad has really thick hair, and my mom has curly hair. So I didn't get curly hair, and I didn't get the thick hair. I got just the bone straight, thin hair. Thanks.
Thanks, genetics.
Thanks, genetics.
Yeah. Genetics or something else, I tell you.
So what's something that, let's start it off light.
What that pisses me off.
Spitting it to you.
What little
pisses
bit.
you off?
A little bit. So we're starting light. There's a trifecta. I actually tell people, like I say, I'll judge you on this. I won't judge you on other things, but I will judge you on these three things.
Ooh, drum roll.
One of them is if you use your blinker. It bothers me when people don't use it. It's really annoying.
How
it's
rude.
So easy.
It is.
It is. And it's like the easiest form of communication. It's literally right here, and you just go down or up. I mean, it's not hard.
Down or up. Seriously. I mean, how much more simple can you break it down?
Yeah,
down
or up. And most vehicles nowadays, you don't even have to press it all the way down. If you're going to change a lane, they'll just have that one where you just will give you like 4 blinks to show that you're moving over in the lane. You don't have to put it all the way down. It's just a tap and it'll do it. I mean, it's so simple. So that
tappity tap tap.
Yeah, that will really, really irritate me. Like, you couldn't fucking turn on your blinker to say, like, everybody didn't know that you were going to turn. Would have been great for all of us to know that. We're out here just driving. I know it's not personal, but just common courtesy, bro.
I will say I am on the pissing me off wagon on that one because I agree. I feel like too, it's a very everybody does it for pretty much everybody. If you don't do it, then you're not the norm in the Midwest.
Right.
And then you go to bigger cities and, it's just come on. Seriously, you don't have to it takes.
Yeah.
It's the least you could do.
I like Phoenix and the greater area. We're about 5-6 million people. And so I was actually on the 10 this morning and coming back home. And a lot of people do use the blinkers, but there's just some people, they'll just, and I'm like, what are you doing? Just use your blinker.
I don't there now.
Don't know. Yeah, you're not. Just T-dubs, you're not. And then to go with that is if you are cruising in the HOV or the left lane, the passing lanes. So here we have a lot of lanes because it's a bigger city. And so you have your HOV lanes for, for multiple people, the carpool lane. And then you have the lane right next to it, which technically is to the right, but these are our fast lanes. And I don't know if you've ever driven here, but in those lanes,
Driven with you.
yes, you have. everybody goes literally like 80 plus in those lanes. And when people get in these lanes, like, well, I've got more than one person in the car, so I'm going to go 65 here. It's like, no, you are impeding the flow of traffic. I know 65 is the speed limit, but legitimately you're impeding the flow of traffic, which makes you a hazard on the road. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you're really pissing me off because you're a problem. You're an obstacle. And now everybody's got to get around you. And that creates a danger. And you're essentially endangering other people's lives. Pisses me off.
Totally.
And then the third in the trifecta is when you do not put your shopping cart in the cart caddy or back to the store. It's not
girl,
hard.
I was going to say that too.
It's not hard. Just right there. Don't leave it in the parking lot.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the shopping cart Nazi guy?
No,
on YouTube?
No, what happens?
I got okay. I'm going to put a clip on this.
Please do.
No, he has like a megaphone, and I think he's in bigger cities, and everything. Maybe he's been to Phoenix. I don't know,
Come to Phoenix, buddy.
He has this like megaphone, and he's just like, "Sir, did you realize you did not put your cart offender, you know?" And so, no, but the thing is that some people get so mad at him for literally pointing out that they didn't do that.
Well, sir, what happened is what a cute little
just the fact that, and they just get so exactly. And there was this one lady.
What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to
Then if they just like get in the car and drive off,
not in the middle of places where handicapped people want to go, right?
sticker magnets, and he throws them and
Where do you
stick
think
on
they
their
go?
car.
I know where they go. So why are you asking me?
Oh my God, I love it.
And this one lady, she kept getting out of the car, and she was like, "Becky, let me out." And then she'd throw it, and then she'd get back in the car, and he'd whip another one, and it'd get on her car, and she'd stop, get out of the car. And it is like, I think that is the one thing that really pisses me off, is that when you point out somebody's negligence, their non-coolness, come on, just be cool, dude. Like, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. I mean, this is such an appropriate sentence. And when people like this guy point that out, they just get so mad. And I just want to stop these people, and I want to be like, okay, stop. You are not mad at this kid, this guy. Nope. You are mad at yourself.
Yes. And
if you would just just admit it, and then we can fucking move on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe correct your behavior and not be such a big crybaby about it. Like, put your card away. And to me, those three things, because they're simple, they're small. They're so simple. They're actually really small things. But if you, like, especially with driving, because people's egos, I'm just like, we're all trying to get from point A to point B here. If you are impeding the flow of traffic, or you just move over. Like, it's not like, this isn't a speed racer here, okay? And I think that's like when I was in Italy, I saw this quite a bit, and I love it. You know, they'll get it out of the way. They'll honk, they'll flip you off, you move over, you're like, have a good day. And then they move on with their lives because they're like, yeah, I'm in the way. You're right. Fuck you for showing me that, but I get it. I'll get out of the way. I'll correct my behavior. And then literally they move on with their lives. Here, I am not kidding you.
They'll get you out and shoot you.
They will shoot you. People get so, I'm like, just move over. Or use your blinker, or just put it away, whatever. It's about, to me, it's like, this is your character shining through.
100%.
Like, if you can't do these little itty bitty things, I'm like, I am not too proud. Like somebody's behind me and I'm like, oh, and I'm a fast driver. I like to drive fast. Literally live in the right city for this. I am like zippity doo dah. I want to speed. But if somebody's coming up behind me and I'm like, oh, bro, you're in a bigger hurry than I am, I'm going to pop over here. I'm going to get out of the way and they'll go past and I'll get back behind them and just keep going. Why is that hard? Hey, I don't want to get in your way. Like, let's pass that forward. Like, yeah, I'm going to get out the way.
And, something else that pisses me off is, and I would love to hear from women on this particular one, because I have had an experience. My daughters have had an experience with this. I will say some, I'll put that before I say it. Why do some men have such an issue with getting passed by women?
What do you mean, driving? They don't like being
Yes.
passed? Really?
No. Oh, yes. I don't know if that's just a Midwest thing.
Wow.
I don't know if that is what it is, but I have had an experience like that. My daughter has had an experience literally trying, and this is, her experience was on like a 4-way, so it wasn't like so she was passing him, dude sped up. And she's like, what are you doing?
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it must be a Midwest thing. I don't know, because all the women around here have had something like that happen to them.
I've had people like, and I've caught myself doing this from time to time. If you're, on a, like a 4-lane and, you got the 2 and somebody's coming up and passing me and I will just automatically keep pace with them. And then I'll catch myself and be like, wait a minute. I'm like, they're going faster than me. I need to let them go. Like I've seen that, but I haven't seen like like men just outwardly. I mean, I guess maybe it's an ego thing. Like
it's intentionally.
I'm a guy.
No.
I have to.
And sometimes you can tell when like they're kind of speeding up too, and like your cruise control kind of kicks into. I mean, that's No, these are like, she was looking over at him and he was just like giving her the evil eye or whatever.
Really?
And
Wow.
and I looked over when this happened to me and she's just smiling, and it's really freaking frustrating.
Well,
and even I
creepy.
will say, when we were on vacation and we went out west, my husband would say, so, why are you like speeding up, or why is this person not, he said, why aren't you passing this person? And I said, they're speeding up. And he was like, and I said, look at my foot. I have not taken my foot off it's on cruise. It's on cruise. You saw me coming up to this person and everything, and their dude's not letting me pass. So I think that was the first time that he was like, oh, he just thought it was so weird. So that fucking pisses me off. It is creepy.
It is creepy. That's really, I don't blame you. I'm pissed off for you, number 1. Number 2, it's also scary. Like,
it is scary.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna try to like keep somebody like stuck and like corral them? What are you gonna do with them? Like, why are you trying to overpower them with it's like you're driving a multi-ton vehicle. It's not a toy. Like,
no.
up.
Yeah. So, that pisses me off. But that kind of goes into my really serious one of what pisses me off.
Ooh, tell me everything.
What pisses me off is lack of self-fucking-awareness. And see, to me, that
Reach
the person...
on, sister.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me is that I guess that's was leading into my example, is this person doesn't have enough fucking self-awareness to put their ego in check. And I think that is what scares me, is because there are so many people that maybe they're not, don't want a woman to pass them. But how many times do you see that in comments on Facebook? How many times do you see that in politics and like in the workplace? It is, and I guess I'm kind of using that against women right now that I've experienced, because I can say that because I'm a woman and I've experienced it. But I guess it just, in a broader thing too, is that the lack of self-awareness, and just it takes it can take 2 seconds and you can move on and be done. Like, the Italy, and people honk, and it's just like, but then you drop it and you move on. And I think that self-aware, and I don't know if it's like self-awareness in other countries like that, but it is some form of that, because they can do that, drop it and move on. And over here, we just can't seem to get past ourselves.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah. That's
And
very true.
it just bothers me, because you could just be done with something. Just be a little uncomfortable for like 2 seconds, but nobody wants to be uncomfortable. Everybody just wants to be, everything's fine. I don't want to talk about it. Fucking talk about it for like 2 minutes and then move on.
Yeah.
You don't have to get stuck there. Are you there yet?
I think what you're talking about is that in a situation like that, it's indicative of much, much bigger things. Like I kind of, say that in jest, those are the 3 things that I really, judge you on, because they're such small, easy things to do. They're simple. Like what are you wasting your energy on this for? Just fucking put the cart away, use your blinker, and get out of the passing lane if you're cruising. It's not hard. Or let somebody go by you, because you don't have to be the fastest person on the road, and you don't have to control who goes where and does what. Like, stop. It's indicative of much, much bigger problems for that person. Their relationship with themselves, their lack of self-awareness, they live in a pain body. And I think when you see that all the time, because a lot of people be like, it's not that big, just forget about it. Well, sure, an isolated incident, sure, no problem. I can agree with that. But you're not seeing an isolated incident. You're seeing a lot of it, which means that this is a much bigger problem, and it's everywhere. And that's huge. That means something's real wrong with that society we got going on here. Yeah.
So what's your pisses you off?
Mine, one of the biggest ones is just lack of accountability for shit. So the example I'm going to use, this was my real life experience.
Real life.
It was real life. It was the beginning of January 2025. And I think for most people, 2025 was just a massive shitstorm. Again, tell me if that's true for you, because it was for me. So I'm just living, renting. I rent. I don't own yet. And I was in this condo, which I actually like the condo. It was a pretty decent place. And then in October, actually, so I have to back up a little bit, of 2024, I noticed I was having a problem with the hot water in one of my bathrooms. And so I had a plumber come over and look at it. And he was like, hey, this hot water heater is ancient and needs to be replaced. And it ended up being like 25 years old. So, and if anybody, even when you're using
in an apartment,
yeah.
Wow.
And so even if you're using an industrial type water heater, 25 years is about 10 or 15 years too long. And anyway, so they were like, yeah, we're not going to fix it. The owner of the condo was like, yeah, I'm not going to fix it. It's fine. So I was like, okay. I'm like, you guys are dicks. I actually ended up never using the shower again, because I could not get hot. It took like 20 minutes to get hot water to it. I don't know. I think there was a valve in there that was also broken, but that's not even the point. So fast forward from October 24 to January 25. My neighbor downstairs calls me. He's like, hey, Carmen, can you go check your water heater? I'm like, sure. And I go and I look, and it is just spraying water everywhere. Everywhere. It is down in his closet because the way they're stacked. Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad. So I get it shut off. I immediately call them. I was like, hey, like, you need to fix this. And they had a plumber there the very next day. And he went to move the water heater out. And this thing had been leaking for so many years that it rotted through the concrete floor that it sat on. I mean, it was a mess. Massive, massive mess. So I ended up being 1 solid month with no hot water. I ended up not living in my home for a month because I'm like, you don't think it's a big thing until you don't have it. And it's a huge thing. And under Arizona state law, it makes the house uninhabitable. And yeah, and so wow. I turned into avocation Carmen. She came to town. She stayed for a while, which made me the bitch in this situation. And I'm completely fine with that. I'll do it 100 times over. And I was just sitting there like, so when is this going to get fixed? Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, well, the owner needs to make sure that it's covered by insurance. And I'm like, excuse me? And I was like, excuse me? I'm like, this is a problem that you're going to have to fix regardless if it's covered. So, like, fix it and take care of insurance later. No, I actually ended up having to file, like, just papers, and it was like a huge mess. But one of the things that I noticed consistently with this owner and slash property manager is that anytime there was any sort of problem, and I would bring it to their attention like you're supposed to. Otherwise, it would create more problems. I don't want to live with it, and it hurts the property. And they would take absolutely no accountability for anything. And in particular, this happened multiple times, is I'm waiting for the contractors to call me. And I'm like, days are going by. So we're wasting time. And they're not without hot water, so it doesn't really matter to them. But I'm over here like, I'm tired of going to my neighbor's house to take a shower and to stay. This is like my condo was a very expensive storage unit at this point. And they had given the contractors the wrong phone number. This has happened in more than one case with them. And in each time I said, well, the contractor said that you didn't give them the right number. I said, and they're like, no, we gave them the right number. I said, well, I'm just telling you what no, we didn't do anything wrong. We didn't do anything wrong. Like, I was like, can you, even the smallest, tiniest little thing, you cannot even take accountability for? Like, are you fucking kidding me? You gave them the wrong phone number, probably because you didn't like me, because I won't sit down and take your shit. And I'm just like, why can't you just say it? Like, you didn't give them the right phone number. And I just said, well, this is a reoccurring problem. I'm like, and you're the go-between. I don't know who these people are. They don't know who I am. I'm like, this is not hard to figure out that this is something that you did. You're literally the common denominator. And
it's not us.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there going, wow, even the littlest things. Like, I know it's not your fault that the water heater broke, but it is gross negligence and your responsibility that you didn't take care of it when you were told 4 months earlier that it was a problem. Yeah. And it's just the cycle, and you can see it everywhere. And I'm just like, it's a lack of accountability. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to be wrong? You're scared to be wrong? Everybody's wrong. And it's not even about being wrong. I don't give two fucks if you're wrong. What I care about is that you take accountability and then you take the steps to remedy it. Because we all have those experiences.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you may not be having, being put out in a place of discomfort, but someone else is. And I want you to care about that. And
show some empathy or compassion.
and kindness. Yeah. Just be
Kindness.
like, oh, yeah. Like, sure. I get that. Yeah, that must really suck not having hot water. You know what? I'm going to tell you what. It sucked not having hot water.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. And I think to myself, I mean, the amount of, and I'm like, how jaded are you that you, or do you just literally you just don't care about how you impact other people? And I'm sitting there going, I'm like calling on all the powers in the universe. Sweet baby Jesus, can you please let them have the experiences that they need to have so they stop doing this to other people?
Yes, exactly.
Like, it's not hard to learn, but are you closed off to learning? Are you closed off to your self-awareness? Are you closed off to accountability? That I'm going to tell you right now. Lack of accountability chaps my ass.
Well, I say that is a perfect example. And that is horrible. Like, I mean, I remember you going through that, but just to hear it again, I knew that you were suffering. And I think that's what really pisses me off too, is that when people are suffering, and I don't want to like get into like a politics kind of a lot of talk, but I have to say this because this is truth. I saw somebody had something on, and it was that the recent ICE shooting in Maryland, he was shot, and his 3-year-old or young daughter was clinging onto him, and you could see his body moving from the shots. You know, whether you want to believe in whatever political party you're affiliated with, I don't really give a fuck. Okay. There are some things that are happening in our world. I'm not just going to say our country or whatever, our world, where people are hurting. They're hurting. They don't have the basic necessities that we have. Usually, like, I'm sitting in air conditioning right now. There's people over in, I know, France, you know, that heat wave, or in Africa, wherever there's tremendous heat. And I know that, I know you can experience the heat, but you know, there are things that we take for granted in our cushy lives. It's like, where has our fucking compassion? Where has our empathy gone? Where has that gone? I don't believe that you need religion to be kind and empathetic.
The thought that comes to my mind is we have been obviously divided. And when we're divided like that, it's us against them. And then them becomes dehumanized. And then them becomes demonized. And then you can start saying, okay, well, it's them. They're bad. They deserve it. They don't need to be here, or they're not.
Isn't that what Hitler did with the Jews?
History repeats itself.
And I guess that's what it bothered me. Like, I watched that. I just watched that last night. Like, and I didn't mean to watch it. It just was on this reel, and I didn't even think that that's what it was about. And I just, it shook me to I'm like, what the fuck did I just see? And, you know, if you do have this us versus them, if you have bought into that, can't you put a loved one of yours in that position? The excuses that people make for their behavior is disgusting.
Yeah, it really is. I'm going to make an excuse. I'm going to justify it. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make it okay. So I don't have to do the work to change my behavior. I don't have to look within. I don't have to get into the shadow part of me, the dark part. I'll just keep ignoring him or her. No. That sooner or later, that part of you is going to break through, and you're going to see the behavior. You're not going to be able to hold it in. And then what? How many times are you going to do it And how long is it going to take you before there are real consequences for it?
And then what part do they think, oh, well, that's just them? You know what I mean?
The excuse,
Instead of,
you know, so-and-so, they're just like that. So that makes
Exactly.
it okay.
yeah.
But again, people like they don't want to be bothered. They can't be bothered with it until it hits them right square between the eyes in your life to where you can't ignore it anymore. And it's all messy and it's right here and you can't get away from it. Then it matters. Back to the whole property manager thing. I even said this to them. I said, if you were living like this, you wouldn't be. This would have been fixed a long time ago.
What they say?
They just ignored it.
I mean, did they say anything to that?
No, not really. Not really. There's this thing, I can't remember, another friend of mine, she said something to the point of, you know what? You can't force people to treat you with respect, but you can sure make them wish they had. And that's kind of my motto with that kind of situation. I was like, I can't make you treat me well, but I can make you wish that you had. And I guarantee you that they wish that they had. I did everything that I needed to do to advocate for myself, to do what I need to do, but to get that taken care of and to show them you're not going to railroad me. I'm not going to allow you to do this. Like, what's it going to take for it to matter to you? What it takes is it happening right up close, front, and personal in your own life. Then it will matter. Then it will matter. And even then, like, I've watched some of the ICE shootings and stuff, and I think was it Preddy? And I watched that. I watched that from several different angles because they were broadcasting it. I was sitting there just going, like, I'm not sure why you guys shot him, and I could not understand how ICE and what's her phrase, Christy Nome. I was just like, I don't know how you're twisting this to make him look the asshole when you are clearly the asshole. That was just flat out manipulation.
It was, and that's where I'm just like, where's our humanity? Because that is not our humanity. Because religious folk will say, well, we've lost our humanity. We needed God. We need God for our humanity. Bullshit. Call them bullshit on that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that because there are plenty of people that believe in so many other things, other gods and goddesses, and people who don't believe in anything at all. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're some of the kindest people. Not all of them, but just like anything, any group, good, kind people that are not going to take a giant shit all over you because you believe or look or in some capacity are different. Or, you've demonized, they're not going to demonize you.
And I guess that's what pisses me off as well. And I know that just stepping out of our Christian, how we were raised and everything has been a huge eye-opener about, the truth and what we were led to believe and the lies that we accepted as truth. And it has been a huge eye-opener. And still, you take the basic principles of Christ and you tell me what Christian in politics right now? And I'm talking about the head honcho who calls himself a Christian. I want to know. I want to know what are the principles, the beatitudes of Christ. You tell me.
I cannot.
Any of them.
I can't name one of them. And I love Christ. I love what he stands for. I love
his teachings for love.
His teaching, they're beautiful. And I'm just like, like I said, I've said this before, Jesus and I are solid. I am 100% pro Jesus because he did not do any of the nasty things in his name that we see happening today from our politicians. That's what I have, I think, it pisses me off too. A huge problem with is like, how can you say that you're Christ-like and because you're Christian equals Christ-like and you're hating? I just, they don't go together. They're opposites. And in, I know sometimes two opposite things can be true at the same time. This is not that situation at all.
This is not the situation.
No. And so I'm like, you're not practicing what you say you believe, which tells me that you actually don't believe it. And you're just jumping on the bandwagon because it sounds good to you, or it supports a narrative that you think that you want in your life and you want to see the rest of us living, which, guess what? My life is not for yours to dictate.
And yeah, man. I think that is also why there's lack of accountability, lack of self-awareness, because they want their own narrative is, my life is great. I'm this great person. And if you, like, in that was accountability our first one? No, the second one.
Yeah, it was the second one.
And, we're like turning that mirror,
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
look in the mirror, look real hard.
they don't. And so if something goes and challenges their belief system, how they wanted to present themselves, their Christianity, if you present something that's opposite of that and bring to light the ugliness of that, they will dig in and they will defend.
Yep.
And to me, that is not self-awareness.
No, it is deflecting, projecting. I'm going to, a lot of it ends up being very manipulative. And because at the end of the day, it does not serve me to change. It does not serve me to be more self-aware. It does not serve me to take accountability.
So if somebody is like listening to this and they're like, okay, well, how do I take more accountability? Like, what does that look like? I mean, could we maybe talk about that towards, our last
few minutes?
Yeah.
What does accountability look like? Well, number one, when somebody says, we'll take something very, very basic. Like, let's say you come to me and you're like, Carmen, you hurt my feelings when you said XYZ. I don't get to tell you that that's not true.
That's good.
That's part of it. Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. So, number one, I'm not invalidating you. I'm not shutting you down and getting defensive. And I'm asking you, okay, let's talk about that. When I did or said whatever it is, what happened with you? And then you tell me about it. And let's say it's something that I was like, oh my God, you're absolutely right. I was totally a dick. I am so sorry that I did that. Okay, so that's just me acknowledging and validating your experience and valuing our relationship over being right or wrong, because it doesn't fucking matter, by the way. If you haven't got the memo, everybody, it doesn't matter.
Right. And what'd you say, I think a couple episodes ago? Do you want a relationship?
Oh, or do you want to be right?
Right.
You can't have both. Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you start really getting into accountability, and if when I'm presented with real life situations like that, I have to sit there and think, I'm like, well, I care about this person in front of me, and they're saying that I did something that hurt them. Okay. Even if I'm irritated, I guarantee you I will be irritated. I'm not mad at them, even though they are essentially the messenger. I'm irritated with me because I did something that was like, why did you do that? That's totally preventable. You weren't even thinking. Okay. Because most of the time it's not intentional. It's just something that happens. Okay. So it's not malicious. Now, if you're doing something that is malicious, we got a whole nother beast.
Yes.
We need to sit down and talk about why was that intentional?
Yeah.
Why are you intentionally hurting people? What is so hurt inside of you?
That's another episode.
It is. That needs to be healed because at the end of the day, I think, especially when you're, intentionally being hurtful, snarky, passive aggressive, whatever, it's because you've been hurt. It's because you've been wronged. Maybe people didn't listen to you. They didn't take you seriously. They told you were stupid. I mean, insert whatever traumatic event or repeated behavior that's hurtful to you. And now you feel like, well, it's been done to me all these years. Now I get to do it to you. No, you don't.
No.
It takes...
You don't.
You don't. But it takes a willingness to be open, to be curious, and to realize I care about the relationship in front of me. And I guarantee you, we're all pissed off at ourselves when we do stupid shit like that.
We are. And I think it's, what I say to my husband sometimes is, I'm not upset with you. I'm upset and I don't know why. And sometimes that is true. Like I have to stop. I'm like, okay. And I know we talked about the whole, going through menopause and hormones and stuff, but sometimes something will really upset me and I'm not sure why, but instead of lashing out, I'm going to acknowledge that, okay, I'm kind of off right now. It's not you. And, it legit isn't you. There's something in me that I need to work out. So I'm going to go over here and just kind of think about it and then come back to you. And then I can, by then I can identify it. I can talk about it and everything. And sometimes it has nothing even to do with him. It's just something in my past that kind of made the situation make me feel weird.
Yeah. Like something triggered, and it's saying, and when a trigger occurs, it doesn't mean that I have to avoid whatever it is. I mean, you maybe for a little while would, depending on the severity of it and what it's associated with. But triggers are there to call attention to something that you actually need to pay attention to and work through it. It's not a call to avoid. It's a call to lean into, to pay attention and work through it.
Call to lean into.
Your trigger is there so you can actually do something to heal that part of you or desensitize it. So it is not impacting your life in a way that you're going to be reactive. You're going to be short, defensive. You're not going to take it out on other people like, oh, you said this and it really triggered me and I can't believe you did that. And how is anybody supposed to know that that's triggering to you? It's your experience and it's your responsibility. Kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Well, I think we can all agree on that. And depending on what severity of a trigger it is, and I'm talking if you are having significant triggers and it is throwing you into panic and hypervigilance, we're not talking about that. That's a whole other thing. And that you require professional help and serious coping strategies. And most likely you need to process that in your therapy sessions. Okay. And that will actually help you to desensitize to it. So when you are out in the world and you are interacting, you're going to be able to be without letting it dictate your life. And
I love it.
Yeah. And I think it's something that's relatable. We've all been there sometime in our life. I know at least you and I have, for sure.
I think totally. And, I think that for somebody who is well, what even, what is self-awareness? I think I treat people pretty cool and, I try to own my shit and, everything. And, I think that I have this, I don't know, I have to share it with you sometime, my kindness tree. And on my kindness tree, because everybody's like, oh, you're so kind. You're so kind. And I'm like, well, kind is different than nice. And to me, being a kind person isn't fucking easy. Everybody's, oh, you're so kind. It's not fucking easy. And so on the kindness tree, there's it's empathy, self-awareness, compassion. I forget. They're not coming to my mind. Anyway, I'll bring it up later.
Yeah,
But there's there are different things that make up being kind. And to me, self-awareness, that is what that is. And, we can talk about, the rage of the hormonal menopause, but in nowhere in our conversations and what we are saying is it okay to be a mean bitch? No. You can be a bitch, but bring kindness with that, speak your mind, be an advocate for yourself, but bring that kindness, bring that self-awareness with you.
Sometimes when you are being honest and you're just saying what needs to be said in a respectful manner, like this has happened to me so many times in my life. I've been told you're yelling at me. You're mean. Why are you saying such cruel things? And I'm like, I'm just being honest with you. And I'm not yelling at you. I just think you don't like what I'm saying. And I get that. It can be hard. But even in that, what I'm saying to the person who's accusing me of doing something mean, it's like, I'm not being mean. I'm actually being kind and respectful to you because I'm telling you the truth and because I could lie to you, which would be beneficial for me in the short term. But eventually you're going to figure out that I lied to you. And then that's going to hurt our relationship. And that's a whole nother problem. But I care enough to be kind to you in the manner of telling you the truth, even when it's something you don't want to hear. And
I think that's the ultimate form of kindness.
Yeah. Well,
it's when people will do that truth.
Like and I don't care because I guess my internal compass won't allow. It's like blessing and a curse all at the same time, because I know, I've had a couple significant relationships in my life where I come to find out at the end of them that I was lied to the entire time. And it's so devastating. It's a betrayal. Like, I don't really have words. I have the feelings, but I don't have the words to describe the kind of betrayal and the trauma that it brings. And so between that and my internal compass, all I have for you is honesty and respect to give it to you, even if I don't like you. I'm not doing it to be malicious. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. And it is kindness. I'm not a nice person, but I am a good person. And you will always get that from me because I know what it's like not to have it, mainly. And my internal compass won't let me not do it. So it's kind of
damn that internal compass.
Well, she's such a bitch.
So, always making me do the right thing.
Such a pain in the ass.
Well, I don't know if we've said anything that pisses us off that, really doesn't piss anybody else off. If you want to share what pisses you off, let's remember to keep the comments kind. No.
keep them respectful.
But
we're open to we're open to the conversation. Conversation is good. Let's keep it going. And please share what pisses you off, respectfully, of course. So thank you all for joining us.
I hope that speaking our truth helps others to speak their truth.
Yeah.
Ciao, baby.
Ciao, baby.